What's good, Lakerland? What's poppin'? It's your boy T Jizzle. Look me up on Instagram, T Jizzle 101. You feel me? It's Lakers versus Houston Rockets. Game one. Start of the season. Everything counts. As you can see, I got Kendrick in the background, Kobe figurine in the background, Laker. I don't know what to call it. This is my first video on YouTube, so it might be a little sketchy or whatever. So, but we're going to call this LakersZone right now. This is LakersZone, and we're going to have a preview of the Laker Rockets matchup to basically, see how these guys going to get it done. Well, first things first, calling from LA. So we're smoking. If you're not a smoker, what the hell is wrong with you? No, I'm just playing. Like, no, why are you not destroying your life? And smoke. Smoke and destroy your life. That's my endorsements for the smoking industry. Although this is the first time done to have a podcast and somebody actually smoking weed during the podcast, but here we go. All right. Now the first thing we're gonna talk about today. First thing we're gonna talk about is D'Antoni's offense. Now, D'Antoni is known as a scoring god coach. He's all about scoring, no offense. So, what I've learned is that D'Antoni's system is going to basically be a lot of screens, a lot of picks, a lot of dives, a lot of screen and pops. So it's going to be a lot of different little screen schemes, to say the least. So the Lakers are going to have to know, first of all, their personnel, who's going to be more likely to shoot, who's going to be more likely to dive. So that's going to be the first thing that we're going to have to know. The Houston Rockets will not have guard Patrick Beverly. He is nursing, I believe, a knee injury. He'll be out to 4 to 6 weeks. Also, the Lakers will not be out Jose Calderon. He's nursing a calf injury. I believe he'd probably be back the next game. I kind of like what Calderon brung. I don't know if he's a little too old or, like, is he a little too old for this team? In the beginning he looked pretty good and he slowed down. Then he had a calf injury, so I'm not sure. Not enough time to find out. But let's talk about the starting lineup for the Lakers. I believe the starting lineup should consist of. It's kind of weird to say this, but I believe Jordan Clarkson should start because Harden is now playing point. So it would be good to have Jordan Clarkson maybe starting for the shooting guard. But since Harden is playing point, I don't see D'Angelo Russell guarding him at all. No, yeah, and if you have any comments about that, please do comment because I would like to hear your thoughts about that. But I don't believe D'Angelo Russell is ready for a James Harden game one. Of him taking over the team with a new roster and a new coach. I think it should be Jordan Clarkson. I think D'Angelo should actually run the guard. He's a scoring guard, so I believe that's a natural position for him. Also, I believe let's go to the center position. I believe Timothy Mozgov should sit. I believe that they have a lot of undersized centers for the Houston Rockets, and I believe that the Lakers will have a advantage in the paint. And if you play maybe a guard like Tard Black, maybe a guard like, oh excuse me, a center that's that weed, but maybe a center like Tard Black, because they're gonna need somebody that's gonna be able to move lateral quickly. They're not gonna use somebody like Timothy Mozgov. He doesn't move as fast. They got a lot of smaller forward type centers, and their centers are not really big. They're kind of fast and they're diving to the basket. I think Timothy Mozgov will get in the way, be too slow, and will get dunked on a lot. So I believe we should start Black. He's been very good in the preseason. I can't think of anybody else because Yee got released. Thomas Robinson, I believe, is a little too undersized to start. And then Zubac, he's a little too young. But I think this is a chance to actually do something crazy a little bit. People wouldn't expect it to start Tariq Black, Tar Black. And then we're going to go to the small forward position. I believe at the small forward position, we should go ahead and play Luol Deng. He's proven himself to be that veteran, just that guy that even when nothing's not working, he's able to find ways to get things to work because he's a veteran. He knows ways to get things happen. So I definitely expect a veteran. You can go ahead and pencil him in the start probably for the first 20 games. You just pencil that in unless really, somebody beats him in practice. But I doubt it. I really doubt it. So then we're going to go to the power forward position. And Julius Randle's been starting most of the time. And I think they want to get a better look at Julius Randle. He's got a lot of different things he can do, a lot of aspects of his game. But I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Larry Nance, because he could shoot a little better, gets the nod for the first start, or let me think, power forward. I'm not sure who else we have at the power forward position. So we're going to leave that power forward position. If you guys have any comments for that power forward position, please comment below. Also, okay, now we got the starting lineup, so we're going to get right into it. Like I said, they're going to be running a lot of screens and picks. They're going to be trying to force the ball down the court very quickly. So the Lakers are going to have to be able to get back on defense very fast. They're gonna have to maybe keep their guards up on the 3-point line after the shot, so they can get back faster, so the bigs can rebound. So we're gonna look at that as well. And with Patrick Beverly out, I think this gives a Laker a good chance to be able to. I believe Corey Brewer is gonna, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be the starting other guard. But I believe this is a good time for the Lakers to really have an advantage on that guard position, because I feel like Harden is going to have a lot on his plate, and I think that the Lakers basically on defense, they should run him off a lot of screens, make him work hard, make him tired. Do anything you can make that guy tired. Put hands on him, push him a little bit, make him work on offense. Yeah, definitely. I believe Harden's going to have a very hard job. I honestly don't believe they have a really consistent center, but what they're running is good for the centers they have. They're not really known centers, so I think that's a good thing to be able to set a lot of screens and have a lot of drop downs and things of that nature. I think that's good for these young guys. for the Houston Rockets. But I think if the Lakers can work, which they've been having a hard time in preseason on their defense, and their rotation's been pretty good. But just as far as staying engaged in games, it seems like they kind of fall asleep on defense sometimes. I seen Steph Curry, just open. Like, how do you leave Steph Curry open? Like, duh. That's like Jordan on the court. Like, you keep your hand inside of his fucking pants the whole fucking game. No homo. But you keep his shit. You keep your hand inside his spandex the whole fucking game. You hold that motherfucker. Fuck yeah. I'm gonna have to get a better lighter over here. Yes, he did pull the Lakers Kobe last game 60-point cup out. Yes, he did. I'm always there. You get it? Well, I'm not gonna put that there. I don't want that to fall. So we're gonna just sit it down. Hopefully, I knock it over with my feet. That'll be nice. And my first blooper. So, Houston Rockets is a very high scoring team. I believe the Lakers is a high scoring team. That all their games been pretty much is in the hundreds. I think offense is easy to them. I think defense is where they really need to pay more attention to. So let's look at the Lakers offense. I believe, honestly, this is just off the top of my head with marijuana on it. But I think that the Lakers offense is really going to consist with the bigs, getting it down low, feeding the big man, whoever that guard is that's going to be able to be a consistent playmaker, whether in the starting or in the second lineup, whoever that guy is going to be, whether it's Jordan Clarkson, Julius Randle, D'Angelo Russell, whoever that guy is going to be, we're going to need that guy to be able to distribute as well as score. Don't know who that guy is going to be, and I think that's a big question for the Lakers. But honestly, I think a big thing is feeding our bigs. I think we got a lot of presence with Julius. We got a lot of down low presence down there with Timothy. Whenever we can get him in, I think we should get him in the second lineup and just feed that guy. See if we can get that guy around 15 points, 20 points. Just feed the crap out of him. He's got a couple little post moves. He's a big guy. They don't really have a real true 7-footer on the Houston Rockets, and I think we could take a big advantage in that department and feed the big guys. And also get to the line, get those guys in trouble. They don't have a lot of big guys. They don't have a lot of centers that can play that position. So I think the easiest thing for the Lakers to do, if I was a coach, is to get those guys in foul trouble. Then who's going to play center after that? You don't got Dwight Howard anymore. You don't got Dwight Howard anymore. So you get those guys a quick 2 fouls at those positions. What are they going to do? Then it's just open city for Jordan Clarkson and Brandon Ingram and Julius Randle and D'Angelo Russell to just go inside. Larry Nance, come on now. I think it's a big game for Larry Nance. I think they should run a lot of little pick and rolls with Larry Nance. And definitely make Larry Nance that posterizing guy. Getting fouls. He needs to be good in the free throws. That's got to be a big thing. A key thing for the Lakers is shoot good from the free throw line and be aware of personnel that can shoot free throws on the court in different scenarios. If you don't have a true center in, then you definitely want to have guys in that can get inside, get fouls, and can hit the free throws. Tart Black has been looking a lot better. I'm going to keep kind of chirping on him throughout this interview. Throughout this podcast. I'm going to keep chirping his name. Tart Black, I really feel like has really done better and has been a humble guy through all this 3 years, man, and he's not really seen the court. Man, that's got to be mind blowing for a guy, you know. And